Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio. And today I have another card for you. This is the card. I originally saw this on Jeannie Stark's website. She had the directions for it and she used it as a mystery stamping event. But I didn't see a video, so I thought I would do a video so that you could see how to do this card. She called it a pup tent card, and I'll show you why. It's actually an easel card, but when you turn it to the side, you can see this looks like a little pup tent. Let me show you how we make it. The stamp set that I'm using today is called Beautiful Butterflies, and this may be gone by now, but I loved the butterfly, the small butterflies in this, and the little hello sentiment, so I'm going to be using this today. Let me show you what you're going to need. Don't worry about writing any of this down, it'll be in the description below. What I did was I began with a piece of 4" by 6" designer series paper. And the designer series paper that I'm using is called Floral Impressions. The first piece I cut is 1 1/4 by 4. Then you need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 4. And the third piece that you're going to need is 3/4 by 4. This last piece here is going to go on the inside of the card. It'll be part of what holds it up so that you can get your easel effect. There will be a very small strip left over that you can do whatever you want with. We're going to need white cardstock. You're going to need a piece that's 2.5 by 4". That will be for the tag. You'll need a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4". That's for the inside. For the green, I used a 1 by 4" piece for the inside. For the tag, for the backing of the tag, 2 3/4 by 4". And then for my card base, it's a 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 5.5 inches on the long side. So that's 2 inches, 4 inches, and 5.5. We're also going to need, I used Versamark and gold embossing powder, and I did that already. You'll also need some type of ribbon, about 6 to 7 inches of it. Doesn't really matter, I just chose something that would look nice with my gold embossing. Before I start with the rest of the card and putting it together, I want to show you something that I found was very easy to do to make the tag. Since you start with rectangles like this, what I did was I cut a tag and it helped me to have both that are the same on both sides. So originally what I did was I made a cut and then took this little piece and put it over here. Then I made a template. So this is my template. All I did was draw lines across. Now you certainly could just cut this freehand. It doesn't matter. Whatever you decide to do to make it look nicer, if you take the back part of your tag, or this green part that's going to be behind the white part of your tag, and you line them up and the ends meeting like this. This is the top, and then you cut both at the same time. I have the same amount of paper showing on each side, and then I'm going to cut both at the same time. Now the difference already is that this is a 1/4 inch larger, So now when I move this down, I have the same look for both of the card pieces. So that's just a quick, easy way to make sure they look nice and they are the same. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take our card base and we're going to fold these score lines. And I like to fold them both ways so that it's very easy to move. I also, at this point, before I do anything else, I'm going to put adhesive on this white piece and put it in. It makes it a whole lot easier as the card goes on, just to get it done. And you're not going to be stamping on this piece. Usually if I'm going to stamp on the inside, I wait until the stamping is done. In case I make a mistake, then I can turn it over. But we're not going to be stamping on this, so it's safe to put down. We also want to put some tear and tape, or you call it double-sided tape, on this first section here. And one strip should do it. So I'm just going to put it kind of in the middle here. When you use this tape, if you push it down with your finger or your bone folder, whatever works for you, and then use your take your pick tool and just kind of poke it from the side like this, it should lift off easily, except if you're doing a video. Then it won't. Ask people who make videos. Alright, so then what we're going to do now is just close this. Having that glued down is going to enable this part to go up to be your pup tent. So let's look at the front now. We have our sections. So you're just going to take these pieces and you're going to put them in place. And if you cut it the way I described, your pattern should be continuous. So let's go ahead and add these to our card. The nice thing about this paper, this pattern, is that it could be for a masculine or feminine card. So quite often people are saying that they have trouble with masculine cards. I think part of it is if you start with a paper that could be either, it makes it a whole lot easier. So we'll put our last piece on, and you notice that the two wider pieces are in the middle and the bottom. Okay. Now we're going to take our tag, and like I said, I've already done the heat embossing, but what I did was I used my Versamark, which is my clear ink. I stamped both butterflies and hello. Then what I did was I sprinkled my gold embossing powder on here and then heat it with my heat tool. Now you could leave it like this. If you want to color it, you could also color it. I like the way the gold looks. It looks kind of regal, so I'm going to leave it alone. But when I did a class, people colored the butterfly and they were happy with the way that looked. Some people added Winkostella. That's also an option. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the white part of the tag to the green part. It's a pretty easy card. Once you get everything all cut out, it goes quickly. You can see that. Alright, we're going to take our green strip of paper, and our designer paper is going to go right in the center of that. what I want to put on the back of this piece is dimensionals. It will lift this up just a little bit so it will hold it in place. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back. I'm going to bring in my trusty tool again, and I'm going to just lift these release papers off and immediately throw them away so they don't follow me all over the house. What I found with this too is it's totally your personal preference as to how high you want this to go. So I'm going to turn it sideways so that you can get a look at this. You decide how high you want that little pup tent to be, and then you put your piece across. Keep in mind too, it's going to be flat for mailing, but for display you will push it up like that. Alright, we'll take some glue dot, and I'm going to put it on the back of my ribbon. And then we'll add that to our tag. I like to add it at the top, but you certainly could add it anywhere you want. For my classes, I cut my ribbon a little bit long, and then people can decide how long or short they want it. They can also decide if they want the ribbon cut this way, or another way you can cut the ribbon is to fold it in half, and you cut from the fold right here to the edge at an angle, and it gives you a banner, like a banner cut, instead of going sideways. So you could do either way, or you can go straight across. It really doesn't matter. Totally a preference thing. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my tag on here, and you can see the bottom is sitting right here at the bottom. So I only am going to need adhesive down here at the bottom of my tag. So I'm just going to put a couple lines of adhesive down there. Again, I'm going to set my little tent up behind, and then I'm going to make sure that my tag is centered and push down. Okay, so there you have it. There's our little, kind of like an easel card, but she called it a pup tent. You could see how easy that was. You could make several at a time, and with the hello sentiment, again, it could be for anything, for anyone. So I hope you liked this idea. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.